Right. You can say that can it continue, but you can recognize the unbelievable thing, Pedro, that we're witnessing right now.
It is unreal to actually watch, and it's hard for all of us not to get on the bandwagon and get excited about it. But imagine the kids at home now wanting to become like Ohtani because he's also a hot ticket. Every single kid wants to see this player that's a special, and it's a special, that he could hit homers, he could hit for average, he could run the bases, he could do it all, and then come out there and throw 100, and with a nasty splitter and a breaking ball that's actually going to get better with time.
Tell us what you see when you watch him pitch, because he had it all working yesterday. He was free and easy. What do you see, Pedro?
So many things that you can say about Ohtani and how he looks. This is a guy that's more of a traditional pitcher than the average Japanese pitcher or the Asian pitcher that comes over. This is a guy that's 100. He's 6'4", nice body. Look at Yu Darvish here. See the little hesitation? Most of the Asian pitchers or the Japanese pitchers will give you a little hesitation, will give you a little something to try to deceive you. But this guy is just look at Tanaka. Tanaka a lot shorter. See?
Got that little kick.
Got the little kick, the little hesitation. Most of the Japanese guys, including Nomo and those guys that I got the opportunity to play with, will have some of that. But this guy is a conventional guy. Look how fluent he is. Look how he drives from the back leg. A lot of people would think he's actually throwing this ball with his arm. That back leg is the one that gives him that 100-mile-an-hour speed on his fastball, allows him time to pinpoint his location, and also allows him to stay back long enough so that he can flip the splitter from the same angle and deceive a lot of those hitters.
Now, before we talk about the split, I want to come back to something you said, Brian, or Pedro said, actually, that kids are wanting to be Shohei Ohtani. I think it's great. I heard a phrase last summer, a phrase that I'd never heard before, that this kid's a P.O. I went, that mean he ticked off, P.O.? No, pitch only. And he was 11 years old. I'm like, pitch only at 11?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I wanted to hit so bad at that age.
Let him play everywhere.
Yes.
And I hope that he's bringing this back to a lot of the coaches that are coaching youth baseball. You don't know what the kid's going to end up being at 10, 11 years old. Let him play everywhere. Let him do all these things. I think it's great. But you do have some concern about the split. Talk about that.
I do have concerns because he's so young. His youth concerns me when you're that powerful and you have to go and flip a splitter after a splitter, especially when he's ahead. He wants to use the splitter more than he will use his breaking ball or his fastball to blow him away.
What's the danger of that, then? What's wrong?
Well, the thing is, because he's so young, his ligaments might not be mature enough to hold for an entire season here in the States. In Japan, he probably had a little bit more of a luxury to actually have more time to rest and come and pitch. And they're not really as stressful inning as they're going to be here in the big leagues. Here he's facing top-notch kind of players every single day. So he's going to be forced to use the splitter a lot more on a power arm, even though he has a really good release point. He's very consistent from the same angle. He does it for the fastball. He does it for the breaking ball. He elevates well. But the splitter is the one that concerns me 37% of the time.
Where do you feel the effects of the split?
Well, the thing is, as soon as you grab the splitter, you can see that your ligaments on the outside right here, the ones from your fingers, see how they get really stiff? They get really stiff when you're about to deliver that splitter, you even put even more pressure. Now the inside of the ligaments, which are the ones that go to the elbow, those are the ligaments that actually get tighter when you pull it down, because it's a power pitch that you pull down on the split finger.
Did you throw a split much?
I did not, and because of that, and I was also a 3/4, so that was dangerous for me to actually mess around with the split finger. But for him, because he's so young, his ligaments might not be as mature for the amount of pitches he's going to have to endure during the season. Concerns me a lot.
So we've seen Tanaka with the split.
Yes.
Daisuke.
But you also seen problems with Tanaka. You've seen problems with Yu Darvish. Everybody that threw a splitter, except maybe Nomo, encountered some kind of problem with his elbow. once he got to the big leagues here in the United States.
And that is what makes him so devastating. He was starting counts. He was at first pitch throwing the splitter, then coming back inside hard, and there's nothing they could do about it. The A's could do nothing with that.
Right now, while he's young, he's not going to feel it. But once you get him to August and September and flipping the same amount of splitters and the players are making adjustment to what he throws, he's going to probably utilize his splitter a little bit more, and he might end up fatigued.
The interesting thing, too, that he'll face is the lineups are going to start to get a little bit better. You know, Oakland chased a lot of pitches that they don't need to. And when I face Jack Morris with his split or Dave Stewart, those guys with the forkball, the split, the first time through, you chase it all the time. Then you realize, hold on, this guy's throwing 100 miles an hour. I better start hitting the fastball. Because if you notice, on Sunday, he ate the A's up with the fastball. First time around, it was hanging breaker, I'm hitting it. And then all of a sudden, he started adding the split. And now he realized, okay, I got 100, hit this. And so the hitters are going to have to figure out, I'm laying off the split. I got to honor the 100. And so he may be able to, as he continues to make his personal adjustments, get even better results as he continues to understand I can use that fastball a little more effectively.
He was throwing the splitter for strikes, though. That's he's dropping it. The thing that you can't lay off, he's throwing it for strikes.
See, it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's a lot smoother for you when you have all three working. And obviously on Sunday he had it. Now I'm yet to see him when he's struggling a little bit and he has to flip a lot more. He has to flip a lot more and locate better. Especially if you have a little bit of something tingling on your shoulder or elbow, and you're going to have to go and not have 100, not have your good sharp breaking ball or the nasty splitter. That's when I'm yet to see it, what he's going to react like. Because on Sunday, it looked to me like he had everything he needed. He was poised. He was relaxed. He knew what he wanted to do, and he executed to perfection. And one little base hit to left field. That's all I saw.
I think we're going to see him chase this a little bit more, though, because there's a lot of strikeouts in the big leagues. You know, this isn't back, I'm going to make contact, I'm worried about it. No, this is I'm letting it fly, and he's going to eat those lineups up.
He's getting swinging strikes. By the way, I mean, just to back up, he's got a 2.08 ERA. I know it's just a week. He's got a 4.21 on base. He's slugging 8.89. This should be, I'm just saying, like, it should be like Fernando Mania. It should be like Mark the Bird Fidrich. Like, I don't know how the media works now, but
this is like a dream come through for you.
But we might, Pedro, grab joy when it's there. Like, when it's there, and it's like, wait, it's happening. He's not like no good. Like a lot of there was a big media reports all through spring training that he could not hit at the major league level. His pitching was suspect. He might have to start in the minors, and we were buying into it. Well, maybe he's not that good. No, man, it's here.
You know,
it's now.
I grew up watching John Wooden's UCLA teams, and my brothers used to tell me, "You better respect this greatness when you see it." You won't see this again. Respect this and understand what you're saying.
You're saying it's the best week you think in the history of the major leagues. And
who can match it?
And how often you never say that, right?
No,
this is great.
This was amazing.
Maybe we got really our expectations so high that we didn't allow the kid to adjust on time. I mean, it was just a little brief spring training for him.
Right.
It's the first time. We were expecting too much. The kid gets excited too. He's human. And we were putting a lot on his shoulder before he even made any adjustments. So I can understand why people, want to expect this guy to be brilliant on the first day because he obviously has the stuff. But no, it's unfair. He's only 19 years old. It's his first time in the United States.
It's 23 now. Yeah.
Yeah. 23. Okay. Yeah,
boy, if he's 19, boy, we'd go nuts. No, and by the way, that didn't count. Like, a lot of players come over from overseas and they play spring training, and we get down and, whoa, he's not really hitting well. They're right. It does not count. It actually doesn't count.